Gagliotti, Vendor Specialist with the Office of Equity and Procurement, and Tawana Mullins, also with the Office of Equity and Procurement. With that, I'll turn it over to Tammy.
Okay, thanks, John. I just want to say hi to everyone and thank you for joining us. I will be monitoring the chat room as we go through the presentation. So if you have questions, please put them there and I will either address them as they happen. And then I will also be putting contact information for Tawana in the chat room so that after the presentation today, we're encouraging everyone to reach out either to her or to myself if you have further questions. So just watch the chat room for more information. And with that, I'll pass it to Tawana.
Hi everyone, like Tammy said, my name is Tawana Mullins, and I am going to do the presentation today. So normally we would go around the room and do introductions just to see who we have in the room, but given that everything is virtually now, we'll just skip this part and welcome you all today. So who we are a part of the Department of Administration, and our commissioner is Alice Roberts Davis, and she's been with the Department of Administration for over 5 years now. And she oversees our small business program that is supported by PTAC and OEP. And Tammy, feel free to jump in at any point that you feel necessary.
I will do that.
Okay. So this is an overview of the OEP team. We all work together on certifications, education, and trainings. We all have direct connections with the agencies below as well. In private sector purchasing, we can only do what is allowed by the law, and that's in statutes and rules. With that being said, the buyers for the state have to be fair, open, and transparent. Conflicts of interest have to be avoided. Also, buyers cannot talk to you while solicitations are open, because if they help one business and not another, that can be construed as preferential treatment. The state procures about 2.5 billion. This includes 2,000 plus enterprise contracts used by the state agencies and over 5,000 contracts in the professional technical unit. This does not include Minnesota State colleges and universities or the University of Minnesota. For non-IT, that's like architects, engineers, and court reporting. For supplies, like pens, papers, and computers. All advertised solicitations. So this is just a breakdown of how the 2.5 billion is broken out. And so all advertised solicitations, generally over 10,000 for goods, general services, and small construction projects, are posted on the OSP website, and in some cases, the SWIFT supplier portal. They can be one-time purchases or term contracts. A contract can be awarded up to 2 years, and it can have an extension for up to 5 years. Sometimes they are made available to members of the cooperative purchasing venture, which we will get into more later in the presentation. So use this page this is the OSP website, and you will use this page to research the types of goods, services, construction projects, professional technical services that the state procures each year. The expiring contracts link shows the contracts that are expiring in the next 7 months. So you can be watching for new postings. However, the list does not show if those contracts have an extension option left. For this information, you will have to contact someone from either OSP, for the buyer in OSP, or someone from our office.
And Tawana, I just like to chime in here that most state contracts, state master contracts, are issued for an initial period of 2 years, and they may have extension options up to an additional 3 years for a total of 5. So the expiration date may be the initial expiration date. It may not include extension options, which is why we recommend reaching out to either us or to the Office of State Procurement buyer for the contract to determine when it might potentially be going out for bid again.
Thank you, Tammy. So the cooperative purchasing venture allows eligible entities to use certain state contract. Eligible entities include the county, cities, townships, school districts, and certain tax exempt nonprofit entities and charitable organizations. The CPV list includes these entities in Minnesota and other states. CPV list is also a very good marketing tool. This is where you will come to see the current solicitations that are out there. Or rather, this is where you will come. Sorry, I thought I clicked it. So this is where you'll come to see the current solicitations that are out there. This is the OSP website. The links that you want to look for are the goods and services, the virtual plan room, PT services contracting, and the state register. So this is what a solicitations posting page looks like for goods and services. You will generally get very basic information about the solicitation. You will then have to log into the supplier portal if you want to see the full event. This is what the construction solicitation page looks like. It tells you at the bottom how many construction projects are currently out for bid. If you click on the link for the project you are interested in viewing, the page which opens up has the general information for the project, including relevant dates, the information regarding pre-bid meetings, if there are any, and contact information for the buyer overseeing that solicitation. And this is what you will see once you click on the solicitation. On the upper right corner there, you see the View Bid Documents tab. There you can view the full solicitation documents without having to download.
Tawana?
Yes.
Yeah, I just also want to point out, and you don't have to go back, but on the upper left, there was a link to view the plan holders. And that is also a really great tool to utilize because it shows you the various entities that have downloaded the plans for the project, which can be used to start building relationships for potential future subcontracting opportunities. If they've already downloaded the plans for an open solicitation, it's likely they've already talked to other companies about being their subcontractor. But like I said, it's a great opportunity to reach out to them and start to let them know who you are for a potential future opportunity.
Thank you. So you can find these opportunities on the Minnesota State Register as well. We do not have some master contract. We do have some master contract programs. MinSite is a Minnesota Seeking IT Expertise. We will talk about that a little more in a few minutes. This is what the PT services contracting opportunities page looks like. In most cases, you will need to log into the supplier portal to view the event. Professional and technical services over 50,000 are advertised on the state register. The state register used to be a paper periodically issued on Mondays, but it is now available online. It's still published on Mondays. but you can look at current and past issues. MinSight is a collaborative program between the Department of Administration and IT Services, or Minute, for IT-related professional services, including IT accessibility services. MinSight is not a contract for hardware, software, or hosting services. The MinSight program has an online application process, a completely automated process for responding to solicitations, and uses digital signatures when signing contracts. MinSight will be continuously open for new vendor applications. Agencies are able to more efficiently secure vendors to provide highly skilled IT consultants. We have different selection processes for different types of contracts. Requests for bids or solicitations are lowest price. RFPs are best value, and they are evaluated and other methods. Be sure to submit your bid or proposal on time. Read the solicitation document to make sure you have met all requirements. Sign all the required forms properly, and remember to return all required attachments. Be diligent about monitoring notices in SWIFT, and make sure you are registered for the proper UNSPC codes to receive notices of potential opportunities. So first, you must register as a bidder in SWIFT and obtain a bidder ID number to participate in bids. So bidders and suppliers can locate and respond to business opportunities through the supplier portal, which is a part of SWIFT. Make sure you have category codes selected to receive bid notices. Make sure your email address is correct as well.
Well, I'd just like to chime in for a second.
Mm-hmm.
With those automatic bid notices, when you register for a bidder or a supplier number, you have the opportunity to select category codes at that time. Also log into your account every time to review those codes. And plug for us, if you need help figuring out how to do that, just contact us and we'll help you.
So this is what the screens will look like when you go to apply to register as a supplier. All persons or companies wishing to do business with the state must have a bidder or supplier ID number. With this number, you can get opportunities sent to you in an email, bid for jobs, get paid for jobs, and track your payments. You need this number to review and submit bid responses, track payments, and more. You have a choice to be a bidder or a supplier. When you register as a bidder, you do not need to enter your banking information, and you are issued a bidder number immediately upon submitting your request. This allows you to view and respond to opportunities immediately. When you receive an award, then you would need to convert from a bidder to a supplier ID. So we just recommend just applying as a supplier up front. It's only one extra step, and that's to enter in your banking information. And then you're usually given your supplier number within 1 to 2 business days. So this is what the screen looks like to register as a bidder. So you would enter in your social security information and your legal business name. So this is just an example of what the screens look like. And here you would add in your contact information. And Tammy, I believe you can put in others who, is this where they would go in to add other people as well that could go in and view bids?
Yes. You should have a primary contact set up, and you can have other contacts set up as well so they can receive the bid notices too.
So this is where you would select your category codes based on the products and services that your company offers. You can enter in keywords in the description box and then click the search button. Keep your keywords simple so you can return more results. To add your codes to the profile, just click the box next to it under search results and then click add selected. The codes will then show up on the box labeled your codes. When bids are posted, which have the same category code selected as yours, you will receive an electronic notice of the bid through your email. This is why it's so important to keep your email address up to date. You may select as many codes that you feel are appropriate. Receiving a bid notice does not require you to respond to the notice. You may review your information prior to submitting it in this step by clicking the review button at the bottom left. When you have reviewed your information, click the submit button and a bidder ID will be sent to you. The steps for becoming a supplier are basically the same, just like I said, except you will add in your banking information. So this is navigating the supplier portal. Normally, this training is offered at the Centennial office building, but it is currently not available due to the climate that we're in. There are supplier portal training guides that can help you navigate the various actions you would be taking in the portal. There are also available on the homepage of the supplier portal in the tile labeled supplier portal help.
And Tawana, I'll just add,
Yes.
supplier portal reference guides are very helpful. They include step-by-step instructions along with screenshots so you know what you should be looking for. And as she said, they're available on the supplier portal homepage by clicking supplier portal help.
Yeah. So Governor Mark Dayton issued Executive Order 1502, establishing a Diversity and Inclusion Council, which was reaffirmed with Executive Order 1601. These executive orders emphasize the importance of addressing disparities in state contracting and establish several initiatives to address this problem. Governor Tim Walz's first Executive Order 1901 emphasized the importance of this ongoing mission. And this reads, in Minnesota, we know we are all better off together. Our state must be a leader in ensuring that everyone has an opportunity to thrive. Disparities in Minnesota, including those based on race, geography, and economic status, keep our entire state from reaching its full potential. As long as inequities impact Minnesotans' ability to be successful, we have work to do. Our state will recognize its full potential when all Minnesotans are provided the opportunity to lead healthy, fulfilled lives. Diversity, inclusion, and equity are therefore essential core values and top priorities to achieve One Minnesota. And so we have ongoing trainings with agency buyers and contracting staff to make sure that they understand the importance of utilizing these small businesses. Everyone that does buying and contracting with the state goes through diversity and inclusion training, and we emphasize the importance of not only utilizing small businesses, because they are there, but because it's the right thing to do. We go out into the community to recruit small businesses, and we help the state agencies find them. If they say they need someone who does this type of work, we help them find them. If they are working with a small business who is not currently certified, we work with them to get them certified. We track how much agencies are using small businesses, and they hear from us when they are not utilizing them enough. Diversity and inclusion training for all state buyers, as I spoke to, and OEP meets on a regular basis with state agency procurement and contracting staff to check in on the progress of the utilization of certified small businesses. Statewide purchasing program for certified socially and economically disadvantaged small businesses. The program has 3 certifications: targeted group, economically disadvantaged, and veteran owned. Eligibility for requirements for all 3 certifications: you must be a for-profit small business, you must be based in Minnesota, and you must meet the financial size standards. You must be majority owned by the qualified person, and the qualified owner must have the expertise to control the management and operations of the business. The size of a business is determined using the Small Business Administration size standards and Code of Federal Regulations, Title 49. And this is the link to if you want to look up your business and the size standards for your specific business.
Tawana, I'll
Yes.
here that the standards on the screen range from about 7.5 million up to 23.98 million. If you have questions about where you fit in, we can help you look that up.
So targeted group businesses must be at least 51% owned and operated and controlled by ethnic minorities, non-minority women, and persons with substantial physical disabilities. Economically disadvantaged businesses must be located in, or the owner must reside in, a labor surplus county, a low median income county, or rehabilitation facilities. Labor surplus counties are counties with high unemployment rates. And here is a list of those counties. And here's a map of where those counties are. And it's updated every year around October 1st.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's about half of the counties in Minnesota, but not in the metro area.
Veteran-owned businesses must be verified as such by either the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs or the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. The Small Business Certification Portal was launched in November of 2017 to streamline the application process for small businesses by making it possible for them to apply for these 3 certifications at the same time. Businesses owned by minorities and or women which become certified as DBE by MNUCP are automatically eligible to become certified as targeted group businesses in our program. Veteran-owned small businesses and service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses, which are verified as such by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, are automatically eligible for certification as veteran-owned businesses in our program. The Small Business Certification Portal streamlines the application process. You may apply for all 3 certifications and upload supporting documents once instead of separately to each entity. It is important to select all of the certifications you wish to apply for at the beginning of the process, because once you move on in the application, you will not be able to go back and change your selection. Some of the documents that you will be required to submit with your application is your current financial statements, tax returns, profit and loss statements, for owners, proof of residency, resumes. You do not need to respond to the request for each document requested if you do not have a certain document, or if a particular type of document does not apply to you. Please include an attachment in your online application stating why you have not included that document or documents. For example, if your company is new and you don't have financial statements, you may not have a copy of your birth certificate, or you may not have a copy of your birth certificate. We can also accept your driver's license or residency papers. If we don't know why you haven't included something, we will be asking for it, and this will delay the certification process. Our rules have changed to more closely mirror the rules of eligibility for the disadvantaged business enterprise. One significant change is a new requirement for applicants to provide a personal net worth statement. This ensures that persons claiming eligibility for certification are not only socially disadvantaged, but are economically disadvantaged as well. The limit for personal net worth is $1.32 million. So the application process, suggestions: register in SWIFT supplier portal as a state bidder or supplier first. Email address must be business appropriate, and business description should be specific, detailed, and contain industry-specific buzzwords. Your website does not have to be elaborate, but it is useful for those looking for more information on your company. Be sure that the website is an accurate reflection of your business as well. PTAC joined the state in July of 2017, and they assist the businesses with pursuing government certifications and contracts. They understand our certification requirements and are very good in guiding you through what is needed for certification. You may also contact OEP team for assistance with understanding what you need to do in order to be certified. Majority ownership must be held by the qualifying persons. The majority owner must hold the highest title in the company, and all requested supplements or documents must be provided so that OEP staff may review them to determine if the company is eligible for certification. If you are a corporate, then you must provide the certification of articles of incorporation, including the file number and bylaws, minutes of the first stakeholders meeting and first board directors meeting, minutes of most recent meetings, resolutions and amendments. If you are an LLC, then you must provide the certificate of articles of incorporation, including the file number and company operating agreement or member agreement, resolutions and amendments. Your resume should include education, special training, and employment history with dates. Don't use your social security number. Get a federal employer ID to protect your identity. The length of time it takes to complete the certification process depends on the completeness of the application and the workload of the staff. By law, we have 60 days from the time we have a complete application, which means we have all of the information that is necessary to make a determination to finish our review. In reality, it usually doesn't take that long, but we have been getting a lot of applications lately. When applicants fail to respond in a timely manner, this pushes the application process review process further out. If your application is missing information or we have questions about what you have submitted and you don't respond to our request for information, your application may be closed for being incomplete. Applicants that are complete can be turned around in as little as 24 hours. When the applicants are waiting for certification in order to submit a bid to receive the preference, our office will attempt to process the certifications quickly, but there are no guarantees. Immediately upon certification, your company is updated in SWIFT to reflect the certification, and this is visible to state buyers and is listed in our public TGEDVO directory of certified vendors. This is a screenshot of the TGEDVO directory search page. Anyone can search for certified businesses by company name, keyword, commodity, or NAICS codes. So here we use the word janitorial, and this is the way that the list will show. So the category key, which is actually on the search page for the directory, identifies what certification you have. We encourage businesses to be as descriptive as possible in their business descriptions to cover all of the types of goods or services that their company can provide, and be sure to use strong keywords. Some of the benefits of certification, preference applies to the first 2 million of the certified small businesses may receive a preference up to 6%, and the preference applies to the first 2 million of the contract. For solicitations, 6% is added to the total price of all of the non-certified vendors, and for RFPs, 6% is added to the evaluation score.
And Tawana, I would like to step in here and add information to that. So the description, the way we'd like to describe it for solicitations, 6% is added to the total price of non-certified businesses. Say you have two bids, a buyer has received two bids for something. They're both for $100. The business that's not currently certified in our program would have 6% added to their total price, which would then make it $106, which would make the certified business the apparent low bidder. In the opposite direction, for requests for proposals, 6% is added to the total evaluation score for certified businesses to give them extra points. So that's how that works.
Thank you. There are many benefits to certification for eligible small businesses, and certification is free. TGEDVO certification may be used by MnDOT, Med Council, Metropolitan Airports Commission for their non-federally funded purchases, other states, counties, and some major corporations as well. Direct select, agency buyers can select any vendor to purchase their goods and services up to a value of $5,000. No competitive bidding process required, and they are encouraged but not required to use certified vendors. Equity select for purchases between $5,000 and $25,000. Equity select is a procurement method that allows buyers and contract coordinators to award a contract directly to a certified TGEDVO business for goods, services, professional technical services, and construction that are not currently on state contract. With Equity Select, buyers may skip the solicitation process, and this generally applies to non-contract items only. So goals require prime contractors to subcontract a portion of their contract to certified small businesses. And the state purchasing goal is to spend 10% with certified small businesses and 15% with non-certified small businesses owned by minorities, women, persons with disabilities, and veterans.
And Tawana, I just want to jump in here, as we talked earlier about education work that our team is doing with state agencies over the importance of utilizing our certified businesses. When they are on a contract, they are now listed at the top. If it's a multiple award contract with multiple vendors, the certified businesses are listed first and they're indicated as being certified businesses. All agencies have specific spending goals that they need to meet each year. And this makes it a little easier for them to identify the certified businesses that are on contract.
Yes. Shelter market can be used if it is determined that there are at least 3 TGEDVO firms that are interested in bidding. Projects are reviewed and appropriate TGEDVO firms are contacted to determine if there are 3 certified firms that are interested. If there are, then the project is eligible for sheltered market, and that means that only certified businesses can respond to that solicitation. So to date, the program's impact, there are approximately 1,480 vendors currently certified in the program. Increased spend with certified TGEDVO vendors by approximately 58% from 2015 to 2019. Spend increased from $65.4 million to $103.6 million from 2015 to 2019. And increased visibility at workshops and events tailored to meet small business needs around the state. And the opportunity fair, which I'm going to have Tammy speak to because I have not been to one of those yet.
Yeah. So yeah, great job, Tawana, so far. I just want to speak to the program impacts first, which is that our small team has been very mighty in increasing the growth of the program. In the last 5 years, we've added probably about 300 plus businesses to the program, and we're adding more every day. The increased spend with the certified vendors, that comes at least partly as a result of the education that we're doing with agency buyers over the vast importance of utilizing these certified businesses. So that spending increase is in large part due to the efforts of this team and the buy-in by the state agency buyers and contracting people. One of the things that we do when we're able to meet in person is we host an opportunity fair. This is a really great opportunity for buyers and vendors to meet each other. We would have been having our 5th annual one a few weeks ago, except for social distancing. But what we do with the opportunity fair is we bring together buyers from all the main cabinet level state agencies and have them at tables in a big room, and then vendors and small business owners are invited to come and move from table to table and speak with the buyers. Now, they may be talking to someone who doesn't directly procure the goods or services they provide, but it's a foot in the door, and that person can help connect you to the appropriate person within their agency, because that information is often very difficult, if not impossible, to find. So the opportunity fair has been a really good way to make those connections. We do plan to host it as soon as we're able to start having in-person events again. One of the ways to keep on top of when those sort of things are going to resume is to sign up for our mailing list, and I'll put that information into the chat box.
Thank you, Tammy. So vendors are responsible to report any changes in their address, phone number, email, and websites, changes to ownership, changes in the scope of their work or their NAICS codes, and updating their business description. These changes should be reported to OEP, and it is very important to keep your contact information up to date. And I can speak to this because I've been working a lot with recertifying businesses, and I can't tell you how many kickbacks I've got from email addresses being changed, and because they didn't update it and I don't have a way to contact them, they were removed from the program. So it's important to keep that information up to date. And speaking of recertification, that happens every 1 to 2 years. And a recertification request will be sent to your email address, and you will have to respond within 2 weeks. If you are certified based on the DBE or USVA verified, we will check your status and automatically recertify you in the company as long as you remain DBE or USVA certified. OEP's vendor kiosk is, well, it's not available anymore, but it was available to provide one-on-one assistance with a variety of tasks, but we are now doing that over the phone and through meetings like this. So it is still possible to get answers to your questions or help with registering in the different portals and to update your category codes.
Yeah, and like Tawana said, we can't meet in person right now, and we're not sure when that will resume. But with this modern video technology, we can see each other and we can share screens, and it's almost as good.
Yes, almost.
Almost.
This is a list of the Office of Equity and Procurement team, Iqbal, who is the manager, and you can contact anyone on this list. These are the vendor specialists. For more information regarding the Minnesota Small Business Procurement Program, here's a list of numbers and the OSP helpline if you just have general questions.
Yep, and I'll just talk to the OSP helpline for a minute, because obviously you should be calling us first, but you can also call the OSP helpline, Office of State Procurement helpline. They are really good at helping connect you to our buying staff within the Office of State Procurement if you have any questions about that.
Are there any questions?
Yep, I have been communicating with our meeting hosts in the background, and we have a fairly small group today. So if you have a question and you'd like to unmute yourself to ask it, please feel free. Otherwise, you can type it in the chat box and I'll respond there. Anything? I know we covered a lot of territory today. Or you just want to wait and reach out to Tawana tomorrow and keep her busy on a Friday?
Right.
And just in case you missed it in the beginning, I just added our contact information again. So, all right, I see a question from someone. You're a certified MinSite vendor. So if you are accepted in the MinSite program, that's great. If you're not certified in our program, we should talk about how you can apply to get certified as a targeted group business. Does that answer your question? Good. Any other questions?
Okay.
I think Tawana covered a lot of information. We like to tell people don't expect to remember it all right away. The Latino Chamber of Commerce is going to post the presentation on their website, if I'm correct. Is that right, John?
That's correct.
Yeah. So I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. This is again the second of our three-part series. So we have another one of these focusing on federal government in a couple weeks. You can check our website, and if you've already registered, we will send you a reminder. I also would like to thank Tammy and Tawana for taking the time today and going through this material. It is a lot of material, and actually it's a very important material though. So people say, well, you have to work at it and work at it. Well, at the end of the day, you will, if you will be successful as a government contractor when you follow all these steps. And we'll be here at the chamber to help you, as well as Tawana, as well as Tammy. There's a good team of folks behind you. They've been doing this a long time. So with that, I want to thank you for joining us today, and thank you again, Tammy and Tawana, and hope to see you, and maybe even see you, I don't know yet, for these little films here. Hope to see you in a couple of weeks when we focus on federal government. Thank you.